Hey everybody, I'm John, and this is Blind Whiskey Reviews. Hey everybody, and thank you so much for joining me today here on Blind Whiskey Reviews, the most honest reviews on YouTube. Welcome to another segment of No Time Like the Present, where I take the opportunity to crack a brand new bottle that you guys want to see that's a little bit time sensitive, like this bottle here of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which is their latest release, so that way you guys can get my thoughts on this whiskey before you can't get it anymore. So, as I said, today we're doing the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Batch B519. And this one, I did a poll for this whiskey back on one of my other reviews, and overwhelmingly this is the one you guys wanted to see. So here it is. We're cracking this bottle for you today. I'm really excited. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, if any of you have been following the channel for a while, probably know. This is the very first review I did on my channel over a year and a half ago, so it kind of holds a special place in my heart. I haven't cracked a new bottle of this, I don't think, since then. So it's been like a year and a half since I've opened a bottle of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and I didn't even get to open that one. My wife opened it. So as I've told you guys, this is a very satisfying experience for me to be able to do. So let's get to another one. And let's see if I can get this open. There we go. I'm going to put a poll up here in the corner. I want you guys to click it, and I want you to tell me, neck tags, ugh. I want you to tell me if it is as satisfying to you as it is to me to open a brand new fresh bottle of whiskey. I get so excited to do this. I'm so glad I came up with this segment so I can finally do a few of these now. Is it exciting to you? It's going to be a yes or no poll. Click it up here and let me know. Not quite the pop I wanted, but still satisfying. Let's pour ourselves just a touch of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. All right. Give it a swirl around the glass here. There's that big, rich Elijah Craig nose. I mean, you can't deny that nose. Even on a freshly poured bottle, it's big, it's oaky, it's brown sugar, it's caramel. There's the slightest hint of fruitiness, but it's just so overwhelmed by these like big vanilla, oaky characters, the big brown sugar, the big caramel, and all that heat. This particular batch, which is batch B519, is coming in a little bit lower proof. So the last one I did was 131 proof. This one's 122.2 proof. So it's one of the lower proof bottlings in this I've seen. Still rocking the 12-year age statement as always. And just smelling fantastic. So I cannot wait to get into this. Let's get to it. Cheers. That's the stuff. That is the stuff. As always, Elijah Craig coming through with big, humongous, bold flavors. And actually, this one does not pack the heat that I've had on other batches of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So I'm getting all that big, bold flavor, but I'm not getting that overwhelming wash of heat you kind of get to go along with that, especially on a freshly opened bottle. So I'm really surprised by that. It's packing all the flavor without the burn. This is drinking a little bit too easy, but that was my first sip. Let's get another one in there. Yeah, all those big, bold, rich flavors you get from Elijah Craig, and it definitely tastes like Heaven Hill. I mean, you can tell this is a Heaven Hill product. And obviously that's a lot easier knowing what it is, but I mean, you can taste those characters in there. The same characters you would find in like a Henry McKenna, just ramped up. You taste them here. I think it's tasting fantastic. I can't wait to see what this does, a little bit of airtime. Like I said, I'm kind of enjoying the slightly lower proof. I think it's allowing the flavors to shine through and not really washing you over with that heat. Some people can't tolerate the heat that some of these high proof whiskeys come through when they're in the 130s, and that being this is in the low 120s. It's kind of taken away from that, taking the edge off of that a little bit. So if you're one that doesn't necessarily like the high heat, this may be a batch for you because it really, for me right now, does not pack a ton of heat, but a ton of flavor. So as we do in all of these No Time Like the Present reviews, I'm going to kill the camera. We're going to let this sit in the glass for another 20-25 minutes, see if it opens up a little bit. I'll probably pour a touch more to have in the glass. We'll see if it can open up a little bit, and we'll see how those flavors are doing with just a touch more airtime. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes since we checked in before. I added a little whiskey to the glass right after I shut the camera off. That way I had plenty to work with here, plenty to smell on. So let's get back into it. With a little bit of airtime, it's opened up a touch. These big, huge vanilla notes are just coming through right now. I mean, just tons and tons of vanilla. Vanilla, caramel. It's got this like creme brulee thing going on. I mean, the 12 years is definitely there. You can definitely pick up on those oaky qualities, but it's not, I wouldn't call this a woody whiskey where you're like tasting what you perceive as wood. There's just a lot of the characters that you get from wood, those vanillas being one of them. And it just smells fantastic. So let's get back into the taste. Yeah, a lot more of the same. The vanilla has really ramped up on the palate too. There's a fruitiness on the front. It's just hard to pick up that fruitiness because you're just so overwhelmed by this. Really, this whiskey kicks in mid-palate and just explodes with flavor. So much flavor here. Is it the most flavorful Elijah Craig I've tasted? I wouldn't say necessarily so, and it probably has to do with the proof being a little bit lower, but there's a trade-off there. It's definitely one of the more drinkable Elijah Craig barrel proofs I've had. So take that as you will. If you like it to be a little bit more easy drinking, this is definitely a batch for you. The flavors are fantastic, as they always are with Elijah Craig barrel proof. And this one doesn't explode quite as boldly as some of the other ones do, but don't get me wrong. There is a boatload of flavor here. You will not be disappointed if you pick up a batch of the B519. I guarantee that. So one more taste before we go. Yep, excellent stuff. Rounds out, it's pretty sweet in the front of the palate. Rounds out a touch with, there's actually a little bit of a fruity quality back there. The vanilla dies off, you're left with a little of that bitter oakiness. Rounds out nicely, doesn't leave you cloyingly sweet, which is a great finish for a whiskey. Nice long finish, nice rich mouthfeel. It's very oily, very coating. Just great stuff, as always, from Heaven Hill and Elijah Craig. So if you've had the opportunity to try the B519, let me know in the comments down below. I think it's a great whiskey, and for the $60 or so price tag, you can't go wrong with this whiskey. It is probably one of the best bang for the buck whiskeys out there when it comes to age-stated barrel-proof whiskey. You can't really get better. So again, let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you've picked up one of these already, or if you're going to pick one up, I'd love to hear about it. As always, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at blind_reviews. You can also catch me on at Mission Bottle Kill on Instagram, where I'm posting all kinds of pictures about people emptying out great bottles of whiskey. And if you'd like me to post your picture, tag at Mission Bottle Kill in your post. And you can also send me an email at blindwhiskeyreviews, that's whiskey with an E, @gmail.com. And until next time, cheers.